Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Akakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone over well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. This is just a quick one, and you see on the world stage, you may not see the news being reported here in Babylon, but around the world, right, the man of sin is being revealed. And closer we get to the beast to hating the whore and burning her with fire. But of course, as always, the Lord does not move quickly, right? Things happen. That's how history happens in period points, right? There are certain acts that go on, and there's a cause and effect, and it leads up to prophecy, and that is what we're seeing. And not only is Babylon at risk, not only because we see according to prophecy, but you see that everybody, like, across the world, like I said, on the world stage, they are being exposed. But also, the people in the Holy Land, they are joined to Babylon, and they are the least of the flock, and the least of the flock is drawing them out. And they will be the catalyst to this whole thing because they cannot stop. Remember, as I did in my last video, the Isaiah calls them the hammer of the earth, right? And what is a hammer? But to do what is all he does is the same thing. He hammers in a nail. Every problem is a nail. So they are incapable of doing anything other than steal, kill, destroy, right? This is the seed of Satan we are talking about. So I'm going to let this play. I don't want to take it off because as soon as you go off the screen, Instagram will refresh. So let's go ahead and roll this back and give it a listen, and then we'll get our scriptures, and that'll be it.
Epstein files are out, millions of pages, thousands of videos in order from Congress. And what have we learned? Well, Democrats accused the Attorney General of a cover-up. The Attorney General calls a senior congressman a washed-up loser lawyer. Victims sit in the room watching their accusers' names blacked out while their own names, their photographs, their suffering are leaked to the public. Welcome to accountability, Western style. For years, the Western elites, the Western men, have stood on what they call the moral high ground. They lecture other countries on human rights, on fair courts, on the worth of every person. They send diplomats to lecture former colonies about the rule of law, as if that law were a custom-made suit only for a rich man. So here's the uncomfortable truth the West does not want to face. The Epstein archive is not just one file on one criminal. It is a CT scan of the whole system, the courts, the banks, the politicians, even some academic institutions. Not evil in some movie sense, silent partners in real world sense. Silent through doing nothing, through convenient forgetfulness, through the quiet belief that some men are too powerful to ever be brought down. And yet these same institutions continue to grade the rest of the world on human rights, continue to issue report cards on judicial reform, continue to act as if they're the world's moral judge. The lease on that high ground has run out. It ran out in Florida courthouse in 2008. It ran out on the private Caribbean island with the Harvard professor as a guest. It ran out this month on the live television when the victim had to watch her abuser's name being blacked out while her own name staying in plain sight. The Western elites wanted to be judged by their good intentions. Unfortunately for them, the Epstein files contain only the facts.
And it's bigger than the files, right? That is just the face of it. And of course, since they are being exposed, they want to put Jake at the helm, which is why there's a Jay-Z scandal coming out, which to hell with every celebrity, every single one of them. I'm just pointing out the fact that that's what they like to do. They need to shift it and make Jake the face. But this is your heritage. This is your culture. And you taught your little slaves how the game. This is your game. And Jay-Z and I guess R. Kelly or whoever, whatever black or so-called black artists that they want to put in the front, who is a multi-billionaire or mega millionaire or whatever. Those are your little slave puppets, and you taught them the game. That is your game. Anyway, the hypocrite, the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment, right? And they are. He is the world's greatest hypocrite there is. To know history is to see that there is no greater hypocrite. Because other nations, of course, have done their wickedness, right? Japan is like the E of the East. Well, I guess, the people that are in the Holy Land is the E of the East. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Japan is every nation has done their dirt, but other nations know, for the most part, how to mind their business. But this one, and we'll get Habakkuk 2. Well, we need to get Habakkuk 2. Let's get Job 20:4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Do you not know that? And it begs the question, but the Lord is going to allow more and more to come out, because he is looking for those that are sighing and crying. Let me get Habakkuk 2:5, because the precepts are coming to me, and I need to get them before I forget. Sigh and cry for the abominations thereof is another one that we need. Sigh and cry. I think that's 9:4, right? Sigh. Yes, it's 9:4. Okay, so let me read. Let's read Habakkuk 2:4, 3, 2. Yeah, we go start at 2. The point is in 5. All right. Habakkuk 2:2. And Yahweh answered me, said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And you were seeing everything being unfolded, right? More and more people are starting to understand what the prophets are saying. And, whether you hear or forbear, is your problem. The word is out. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And we're witnessing that not tarry right now. It is speeding up. Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And the point is here in 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, that he is, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And it mentioned that the victims here, all of their shame is being put on the forefront, but the perpetrator gets to remain, gets to keep their anonymity. They get to, hide in the shadows and remain anonymous. And there is never any true justice, which you would think at this point Jake would stop talking about voting. Now they're just going this ping pong game. Oh, next time we need to vote this way. Next time we need to vote that way, right? The right will stink up the field, and then they'll prop up a left savior. And then the left will stink up the field, and they'll prop up a right savior. But all in all, there is still the agenda being fulfilled, whether you vote one or the other. Woe to you that go to Egypt for help. Do you not understand that there is no justice until the one that most of our people deny returns? And I'm speaking of Yahweh Shai, right? He is coming to do the will of his Father Yahweh, right? It is even as the Lord's Prayer. Let it be on earth as it is in heaven. There is complete order in heaven. There is justice. Things that are right, things that are wrong are wrong. There is no gray area. You don't need a second language to speak legalese in order to win a case that rightfully belongs to you. And furthermore, the wicked would be exposed. How in the hell is the victim on the forefront, but the offender, the assaulter, gets the benefit of the doubt of anonymity? Hypocrite. There's another I want to read Job 27 and 7, but this is in the NLT, okay? This is not KJV. So let's read Job 27 and 7. May my enemy be punished like the wicked. And it just so happens that we are talking about the wicked, right? According to Malachi. My adversary like those who do evil. For what hope do the godless have when Yahweh cuts them off and takes away their life? And that is what we are waiting for. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Let's go ahead and read Ezekiel 9 and 4, because I mentioned about the Lord wants his sincere to be sighing and crying. Because think about it. How long are we supposed to survive in this? And I say ad infinitum. Your food is polluted. Your air is polluted. The water you bathe and drink and cook in is polluted. The minds of your young men and women are polluted. Hell, even your old men and old women are polluted. Even the best woman here in Babylon pales in comparison to a woman that is truly in her right mind. Everything's flipped upside down. Men are effeminate, women are masculine. And that is especially true in the Christian church. And that is why you are seeing less and less men. I challenge you not to go in there and, just do a little social experiment or walk into church and peep and see who's in there and just walk out. It's a bunch of silly fucking women. Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And this will be repeated here in Babylon, right? Because Jerusalem is a people before it is a place. And because we are not in the Holy Land, he is talking about, not this literally, but we are linking it and saying he's talking about the people, right? The so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American. Are you looking at voting differently on these quote-unquote next elections? Or are you saying there is no justice, right? There is no uprightness. There's nothing here. We need only but to wait and pray on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Or are you saying, ain't nobody gonna come save us out the sky. We gotta do it ourselves. Keep that in mind. And when things inevitably make that devastating downturn, keep that energy. Save yourself. Because what's the first thing people do when they are in a extremely traumatic situation? Oh, God. No. Save yourself. We said Job 27. Let's get Isaiah 45. Since I just mentioned what I said, let's read Isaiah 45 and 20 and 21. I'm going to read it in the KJV first, and then we're going to make a switch to the NLT. All right, and I'll let you know as I switch. So starting here in the KJV, Isaiah 45 and 20. Assemble yourselves and come, draw near together, ye that are escaped of the nations. They have no knowledge that set up the wood of their graven images and pray unto their God that cannot save. Tell ye and bring them near. Yea, let them take counsel together who have declared this from let them take counsel together. There we go. All right, and then there's a colon, and we'll continue reading. Who hath declared this from the ancient time? Question mark. Who hath told it from that time? Question mark. Have not I, Yahweh? Question mark. And there is no God else beside me, a just God and a Savior. There is none beside me. Not Jesus and not just a simple title God. He has a name. God is a title. Jesus is an idol. God is a title. The J word is an idol. His name is Yahweh, and we believe it through faith. There are no vowel points in the Paleo-Hebrew, meaning he exists, he is. Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly refers to as Jesus, meaning he saves or he delivers. And he is coming to do just that. and to set things in order, because we are in a upside down clown world right now, where people think that they are free. You aren't free. You think you own your home? It's mortgaged. You pay it off, you pay a property tax. You got car notes, you got credit card debt. You don't know where your fucking food comes from. You don't even know what's in it. And you don't even know that that is something that is supposed to be a right, to know where your food comes from. And that's what, and I hate to get into this rant, and that's what boggles my mind. I've traveled plenty of places, and these especially these they go there, these white folks, and they're like, oh my gosh, they're so poor, and yet they're so happy. They are richer than you will ever be, you stupid. They know where their food comes from. Their focus isn't money, money, money. They're not in a rat race. They're not drowning in debt. And that's not all countries. Some of these countries are facing some sort of a famine or things like that. I'm just speaking in general. So let's go ahead and get 45 and 20. Here comes my dog. Or nope, he's going out. So let's get a 45 and 20. We're going to get it in the NLT now. We'll read 45, 20, and 21. Gather together and come, you fugitives from surrounding nations. What fools they are who carry around their wooden idols and pray to gods that cannot save. Consult together, argue your case, get together and decide what to say. Who made these things known so long ago? What idol ever told you they would happen? What is it? Oh, God, dog. That's a tongue twister. All right. What idol, I'm going to reread that sentence I just read. What idol ever told you they would happen? Was it not I, Yahweh? For there is no other God but me, a righteous God and Savior. There is none but me. Golly, that was a tongue twister. I kind of messed that up. All right, so that's that one. And then I think what we need to close off on, what can we close off on? We mentioned the least of the flock, drawing them out. And that's Jeremiah 50 and 45. You know what? We can end it on, I'll tell you what we ended on here, because I don't need that anymore. Because the tables are turning. The tide is definitely turning. And they are scared, and they are going to try and hold on to whatever little piece of power and autonomy that they can, but that is just not in the cards for you. Lamentations 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad. There's a comma there right now. He's addressing Edom. O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz, the cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. And there you are starting to see that, right? But that punishment ain't gonna come full force just yet. There's a couple more things y'all got to get done before that time comes. You got to clean up the mess you made. 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Shalom.